Hey, this is John Petrucci, and I'm back talking about the little modular shapes that started this whole concept of learning the guitar neck and the keys. This time, what I want to do is talk about melodic ideas and how to use these little groups of notes to build larger melodies and ideas and phrases. And it's just as simple as the way that we applied it to the technical aspect. I'm going to break it down in a very simple way, and we can apply it to the melodic aspect. So I'm going to start with showing you the shapes that I'm going to build off of. And once again, they should look very familiar. We're going to do this in E minor. The first one's going to start in the 7th position. What we're going to do from there is we're going to move up to the next string set in the next position. And then finally move up one more time to the next two strings. All right, so it spans from an E to a D. And that D is kind of convenient because we can bend it up to the root. Once again. This time, though, instead of playing patterns or sequences through those positions, we're going to play melodies through the positions and phrases. And I'm going to show you how the notes in those positions relate to, in this case, E minor, and the tension that those notes create, or the way that they outline the chord, and how we can kind of build that chord from a very basic triad into a ninth, into sevenths, and things like that. All right, so just take the first one, for example. Starting on E, we have 6 notes. Within those 6 notes, we have the arpeggio for the E minor triad, so E, G, B. So already, when you're playing over E minor, you already have something that could be a cool source of notes and ideas for melodies, for riffs, whatever. You know, as far as melodies, you might have something like. I went out a little bit just by sliding down a whole step from E. As far as creating a line or a riff, that's a major position and shape for doing things like that. I use it all the time. So things like. All that, with the exception of the open E, just uses those same 6 notes. Something to point out that's really cool is within that shape, besides the triad, you have a couple of added cool notes in there. Probably the coolest one is the F sharp, which is the 9th. So if you add that into the minor chord, it creates a minor add 9th. And that is a beautiful and sad and kind of foreboding sound. I use it all the time in dream theater. Besides that, there's a couple of notes that are a little less sort of grounded and create a little bit more tension. So one of them notably is the minor 6th. In this case, it's going to be a C. So when you hear that over an E, it always kind of wants to resolve. All right, and the other one is the 4th, which it's more of a passing tone in this case. It's not something that I generally sort of linger on, but you can create other chords with it, of course. You can very easily imply an A chord. All right, so this one little shape, I know I'm staying on it for a while, but this one little shape, already we can do licks, riffs, melodies, different chords, just with that one little shape. Now, as we start to move it along, right, by coming into the next position, we're going to add the octave E, so we have even a longer form of an arpeggio. If we add in the F sharp, we have this kind of cool melodic idea or a phrase or motif. Sounds like a song already. All I'm doing is I'm using these shapes. I'm taking the E minor arpeggio that it outlines, and I'm adding in an F sharp, which is the 9. All right, now all these added notes here, again, we can create melodies. Also gives us a little more chord choices here, because by shifting up into the next position and using some of the notes from the first shape, I have some more chords we can add in. All right, so all this stuff, you can very easily kind of come up with some cool chordal riffs based on that stuff.